I'm Dan Galusha and welcome to another edition of Shootin' Plink. Well, today it's going to be a little bit different. Recently I did a video on the tips and stuff section that we have, and it was on the BioLite grill and portable fire pit, this thing right here. And today we're going to be cooking on it. I'm going to show you how you start your fire and all that sort of stuff, and I'm going to get you down here and we're going to start it from the beginning. I've got just the basic grill here right now, and grill or fire pit rather, and we're going to put everything together as we go here, and then we're going to try to get this thing started. So I'll get you on down here. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our fire mat down. Now I talked to you about that before, and I'm going to move this here. And here's the fire mat right here, the BioLite fire mat, and I'm going to put that all down here. You can see it all folds out real nice. There we go. It'll probably be a little bit shiny to you, won't it? But anyway, what that is for is put the grill on it, just like that. And of course these legs, as I showed you before in the other video, they fold up. So we'll put that there. That's going to protect whatever that's on down below. And now the next thing that we do is put in where you're going to hold your charcoal in this case. Otherwise it'd be firewood. Now if we were going to put firewood into this, we'd put it in just like this, and we put it all the way to the bottom, just like that. And then you stack your firewood in there. Turn it this way. You stack the firewood in there, not to touch the sides really, just the right size pieces that would go in there, and put them on angles. Don't stack them tight. That would be with firewood. Now what we're going to do here, and this is where this can come in handy if it's hot, this little poker thing they have. You'd grab these. This is the little handles they have here, and you'd bring that up, and there's a place to put that. But in this case we don't have to do that, but I just wanted to show you what you do, and you bring that up to it and put it in place. So we're gonna put it like this right now because I gotta see it. I got the sun right in my eyes, it isn't helping with that other thing. There we go. Goes right in there. Put this one up, same thing. You hook it right in here. Now, make sure that it's on there, because if it's not, there. You want both of them there. Now this is all set up for the charcoal. And we're going to put the charcoal in there, and I'm going to put on this end down here, right there. That's where I'm putting that airflow thing, and that's the secret to this whole thing, is that airflow gadget. And we're going to get the charcoal in there and get that ready. I've even got a lid here, which is an extra accessory you can have to put on if you want to smoke them, although that's not really going to smoke that much. And then once we get that going, then we'll take this and we'll put it in just like that, bring it to there, and it can slide just like that in order to cook on. But right now we're not going to be doing it. We're going to get the charcoal, set up the charcoal, and get that going, and I'll show you how you use this. So let me grab that and we'll be right back. Okay, I've got this charcoal started just slightly. You can see it down there. There's some white coals right in here. And I've got the airflow going, which is this box right down here. And there's a button over on this side that you push it and it increases it. I've got the air right now at about 2 bars. Now I can speed it up just like that. If I want it now, it'll blow in there, and it's circulating from the bottom and also the sides to try to heat that up more. Of course, you don't want to do it too soon, or you could put your fire out. You can see I've got it going now a little bit more flaming, and I turned the circulator off. But I'm going to start that so that it will keep this thing going. Don't want things to get too hot here. It's charcoal going there, and what I'll do is I'll start that fan now, since I've got the flames coming up. Okay, I got it on fairly low air right now flowing this. So we'll see what it does. This is the first time we've used it, so you're getting to see it and I'm getting to see it, and we're just going to see how this does. Now normally if I'm going to start charcoal like this, I've got it all piled up and then I'll spread them out. And that's really kind of the best way to do it, but what I wanted to do is just see how does this airflow thing work, because if we were doing the firewood, like I had said earlier, we'd have had that down in there, and we'd have had that going. And here's the thing you can do. If you got so much firewood and you got it going, and then you want the charcoal, you can put your charcoal on top, and then that firewood will get it started. And one thing we can do with this, if we want, is to kick it into turbo. But I mentioned that earlier, and I didn't really want to get the thing to the point where I put the flames out. But I noticed now that over here, that charcoal is getting a little bit wider. And we might be able to just kick that into a higher speed and get that thing going just a little bit better. Hopefully you can hear that. Like I said, it does have an airflow now to it for sure. And it's also got the natural airflow because of this grate here. And this does get hot, by the way, so don't put your hand on it. And once that gets going, then we're going to be doing some cooking. In fact, Jim Johnston gave me some venison chops, and we're going to put those on there. And that's what we're going to see how they cook. And you can see right now, you can probably see some of the smoke, and that air is actually getting that hotter. And if we were doing the wood, as I mentioned, we'd have ourselves a pretty good fire right at this point. You can see right here now, you can see how white it's getting. It's smoking good. There's a lot of pretty good heat coming off there already. And that's been in about 3 minutes time. I just didn't want to keep it on there. But yeah, that's where you got this one going white and some of those, and hopefully some of those others will catch. If they don't, what I'll do is I'll just take them and I'll pile them on top and get it going, and then we'll spread them out more. So I've got the chops in there, getting them ready. And we'll go back in and do that and see how this works. Okay, I wanted to let you see this before I do anything else. See how they're glowing in there? I mean, that's really starting all that right in that area right there. What I've done is I've increased the fan speed. And all of this is really, you can tell it's getting really white. And what I did is I went in the house and I left it on a lower speed while I was in there, because I didn't want to get this all burnt out right away. But you can see how with that increased airflow, and I think that's the highest one, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, that's the highest speed right there. And we can reduce that just a little bit. You can also do this on your cell phone if you want. But right now you can see how it's really starting to glow. They're getting good and hot. And I'm going to bring the chops out. I'm going to put those on. I'll put that grill into place. And let me do that, and I'll show you what I do too to flavor these chops. I do something a little bit different. I got my stuff. I get this grill on here, like I said, or this grid, and we'll stick that right in like that, because that's going to come right down like this. But we're not going to put that on there completely yet. One thing, I want to get the chops first. Here are the venison chops. I got those. You can see that right there. And I put my stuff on here, and I'll show you what I did here in a minute. I'll stick this on down here, and we'll place these around after I'll see where how it's going. Yeah, okay, that's good. That's hot. Just toasted my fingers there. Okay, there we go. Now what I put, and you can kind of see the stuff that I put on there, and this is just kind of a sidebar to what the actual unit itself. Put that plate over there. Get the charcoal out of the way. Right here, This is a thing, it's called Amazing Burger. Now, I have a hard time buying this. I don't even know where to get it anymore. But I know it says burger, Amazing Burger, but I'll put that on it. I'll put two different things. And that's pretty doggone good stuff, I'll tell you. It does fantastic for hamburgers. Then this is the other one I do. It's a Southwestern type of a flavor, and it's sweet and smoky. And it's put out by Lowry's. That really sets this thing off. And that's why I said I combine the two of them. So that's what we're doing now. We're getting this hot, and hopefully it's going to start cooking. They are starting to flame a little bit too, so it's getting good and hot. But I put the airflow on low now, so that it'll keep it a consistent flowage in there, and keep that heat, because by going higher, the heat gets much more. But it also burns those out quicker. The one thing though that I do wish that this particular unit had was an adjustment on as far as being able to bring it closer up and down or what have you. But I've got another unit too that's a propane, and it's the same thing. You can't really adjust it, but it is a little closer to it. But again, this is a fire pit, so the firewood would definitely be stacked higher, and maybe they figure that you're going to use more charcoal on that, which I'm not going to. But it's definitely starting to drip onto the charcoal. I can see that. And we're going to flip those in just a little bit too, and then I'm going to put all that seasoning on the other side so that they're well seasoned with both of them. Okay, I flipped them. As you can see, I put more of that stuff on, put a little bit more than I planned on, due to the fact that that fire is a lot hotter than you think. I stuck my hand over it, and I thought I was going to cook my hand. It's very unusual, because you're used to smoke around those. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put that lid on there just to see if it does something or other here. There we go. And I'll open that up. And we'll reduce that to actually maybe let it smoke a little so that we can kind of get that smoked flavor. So now what I did, and you probably heard that, I turned the fan off. So now let's see if it starts smoking after we turn that fan off. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it is smoking. Now I turned the fan off, and because I did want it to smoke. I wanted that to smoke those chops good. And I'm going to be turning those again too, by the way. Maybe a couple more times, and then but I want this to circulate, and I wanted to take that off. I don't know if you can see it smoking or not, but I started seeing it around here, and so I wanted to let you see that's what happens. If you turn that fan off, it does start smoking, and I can definitely tell it because I got the smoke in my eyes. Something too that I've done is I close this off, as you noticed. That way it will cook them more all the way around, and it should give them that smokier flavor too, like I said, that I was wanting. And so I'm not going to take that off quite yet. There you can see what we're getting done. That's not too bad. The whole process has probably taken, I don't know, by the time we put it in and that and set it up and all of that, probably about 45 minutes, because I also was doing the chops and getting those thawed out and such, and that's what they're looking like. Now I'm going to serve those with potatoes, which I have in the air fryer right now. And another thing I'm going to use, I'm going to put this back on too. Another thing I'm going to have, and I know some people like it, and some people say, oh no, sauerkraut. Yep, I like sauerkraut with my chops for some reason. I'm going to turn on this fan again, just to see. You might be able to hear that. Okay, there is the second speed of it. No, I got it up too high. No, there's the highest speed right there. There we go. That one was the turbo. That was way high. Don't need that. Not unless I want to get it flaming again. And in some ways, man, that wouldn't be bad, but all that black you see is not burnt. That's that stuff I put on, because that's what they'll do. But they're looking like they're doing real good. And so we're going to be serving those up in just a second here. And that's about all there is to it. So that's how you do this BioLite grill that I was telling you about before, or fire pit I should say. It's a portable fire pit. And make sure that you got one of these mats though, like I showed you, because that has really protected this area, because this thing gets hot. This has got a lot of heat. So that means if you started a campfire, like what it's made for, you'd have a pretty doggone good campfire in it. There's no doubt about that. And this little airflow gadget right here is what controls all of that. The smoke, everything. And oh, and by the way, I used Royal Oak charcoal. No, they do not sponsor us. Wish they did, but they don't. So, but I just wanted to let you know what we use. And also use some, that's called Cowboy brand. It's a natural type stuff and that. And we had a few of those in there too. But they all want just about the same. And, you know, those are ready to eat. So I'm going to fix up my plate. And I'm going to go eat. So until next time, shoot safe and have a great day of blinking. Thanks a lot, Jim, for the chops.